Hey, what's up, guys? Kane here with XBLA fans, and I'm going to be going over the Xbox 360 and Xbox One huge spring sale. There's a ton of games available. We're highlighting the Xbox One and Xbox 360 BC titles, specifically looking at indie games. There's a ton of people who do AAA. A lot of you guys already know a lot about AAA games, but these are kind of the ones that I feel like people know a little bit less about. I have the kind of luck to have been able to play a lot of these. Working with XBLA fans, and I'm excited to kind of share some of my knowledge about them. If you guys have any questions about a specific game, if I don't highlight something that you really wanted to know more about, just leave a question in the comments, and I will be more than happy to go through them. Thanks again, guys. Alright, so 7 Days to Die. It's an open world zombie horror game. Mixes in some first-person shooters, some tower defense, some RPGs. Think of it kind of like zombie Minecraft almost. You know, like I don't think it had the same building aspects, but it definitely had the. Actually, it did. You could like straight up build the ground underneath you. Now that I think about it, I actually liked it a lot. I think the biggest issue with it was that it was not labeled a game preview game. I honestly have no understanding of how this was allowed to be released as a full game. Because the reviews for this one, if you go to Metacritic, are going to be tanked. They're horrible. But it's because the game released in a very buggy state. And a lot of the people didn't want to sit back and say, okay, it's kind of more or less a preview game. It's had, I think, 9 patches on Xbox One. I just looked right before doing this video because I was curious about that. I didn't want to say this if it was actually not true. And they've continued to support their game. We gave it a reader's choice, and that was based on the fact that largely at the time it was not polished at all. It was pretty buggy, but it's a very fun game. Like, the concepts are great. You'll probably like it as long as you're willing to deal with, you know, kind of the whole nature of a game that feels like it should be in game preview. Now, ABZU is really cool. Really cool. I need to actually go back and finish this one. It's an underwater exploration game. You explore reefs, discover animals based on real life locations and species. To me, it felt a lot like almost like Fantasia, but underwater. You know, like it's just a really cool experience. I would recommend this one if you're someone who enjoys games that are more about kind of the artistic expression. You know, if you like games like go all the way back to like Flower on PlayStation. I don't know how many people ever played that, but like to me, this is kind of like the progression of that. It's really neat. If you're someone who gets into that type of stuff, I think it's amazing. If you're not, it may not be for you because it's more of a experience at times than a game. I mean, it has gameplay obviously, but it's pretty cool. I like it. So Adventure Pop, exclusive booster bundle. I'm not going to go too deep into this. I didn't like that game. I'll be honest. It felt like it was... It very much felt like they took content out of the game to basically force you to buy upgrades and stuff. And like that's why I've not gone back to it. Ark Survival Evolved. If you have not played Ark by now and you like survival games, you're doing something wrong. Or if you like dinosaurs for that matter. So this game is fantastic. We have a ton of content on YouTube for this. So if you're just getting started out and you have questions about the game, I'll make sure this is linked into this video. And there's going to be a ton of content for you guys. I'm going to get rid of this. Oh man, my couch is not there. I normally throw it onto the couch. That sucks. I'd hit my cat. I don't want to hit my cat. But... yeah, it's a very cool game. I very highly recommend Ark. I have not played Scorched Earth. I will probably actually pick up Scorched Earth during this thing. I'm not sure if Scorched Earth has separate achievements, actually, now that I think about it. It's kind of more of an expansion pack than its own separate game. Artifex Mundi Essential Bundle. If you like Artifex Mundi games, like, this is a pretty good price for them. To be perfectly honest, I think, unfortunately, I have all of these, so I won't be taking advantage of that. But I like their games. They're, you know, pretty simplistic point-and-click games. I like it. Okay, ASTRONEER. ASTRONEER is really cool. Again, another game that I would say if you're into the type of stuff like Minecraft, this is for you. It's, you know, got that voxel look. It's set in very, very pretty looking environments. I did have some severe frame rate issues when this game first started out, but I have not really had anything as significant since. They've been pretty good about patching things. I believe it's made by a team of ex-Bungie guys, or is it X343? It might be X343. They're in the same area. It's hard to remember sometimes, but yeah, it's, you know, one of those major studios up there in Washington. So yeah, I've enjoyed what I've played of this. I would say it's worth looking into if you're into that type of stuff. It's still in game preview, $14.99, pretty decent price in my opinion. Now, Awesomenauts Assemble. Okay, so if you have heard the name MOBA, but you don't understand what a MOBA is, and you have friends who also don't really know what MOBAs are or know what MOBAs are, this is a perfect starter game. This is like built to teach you the mechanics of a very basic MOBA. And I say basic in the sense that it's 2D. It's honestly not that basic. There's a lot of depth to the game. There's a lot of things you can learn in the game. It's very fun. I do not personally know if it is the most active community on Xbox One. And that is something I wish I'd had time to check, but I can tell you, if you're going in with friends, you'll probably have a good time, because you can at least play bots, if nothing else. $5 is pretty decent price. I would definitely say it's a solid game. Like, I've had a lot of fun playing this game in the past. I loved it on Xbox 360. So, Badland Game of the Year Edition. Okay, so this one is a mobile port, but this is like the mobile port that shows you why you want mobile ports. For $1.80, you can play this. That's fantastic. Like, there's honestly very little reason not to pick this up if you have any interest in physics-based gameplay, kind of the Limbo type atmospheric look, and, you know, some cool audio and some cool graphic stuff. I mean, it's just really fun. Like, I've had a lot of fun with this. So there's over 100 levels. There's some crazy ones that, in particular, I think are amazing. And I don't want to ruin any of those by talking about it too much, but I would just say this is one that I would highly recommend. So, like, just going through everything here so far, I think this is a sale game that just about everybody should at least seriously consider. So, Bastion. Now, Bastion, I'm just going to preface this, is either like our third or our fourth favorite game that came out on XBLA. You know, one of the cool things about running XBLA fans is we've been covering these games since way back in the day. You know, back when Shadow Complex was a new game. And, like, this was one of our absolute favorites back then. Obviously, it's been kind of remastered, and it's still one of our favorites. If by some fluke you have not played Bastion, buy this. If by some fluke. I really genuinely hope this does not apply to anybody. This is one of my absolute favorite games that has ever released. It is amazing. And I don't want to ruin it too much, but it is just absolutely incredible. So, highly, highly, highly recommended. If you're on the fence, definitely click that review and check it out. Now, Batman the Telltale series. I was talking about this with someone yesterday. My favorite Telltale games, pretty much in order at this point. The Wolf Among Us, Batman, Walking Dead Season 1. Like, I think those are fantastic. Batman uses the new engine or whatnot. You can definitely see that it's got some improvements graphically. It looks really nice for, you know, kind of the Telltale look. It's classic Telltale point and click. One of the cool things this one does is it talks more about Bruce Wayne than Batman. It's not just a Batman game. This is a Bruce Wayne game. And that's just really cool to me. Now, Battle Worlds Kronos. I have not personally played this one. Zero played it, as well as our reviewer. And both of them enjoyed it. So it's a turn-based strategy game using, you know, hex map. It's pretty good from what I've heard. So I'm actually considering picking this one up myself. $4. It's not too bad. I think Zero told me the achievements were mostly based on, you know, like beating all the levels perfectly or something, which isn't Underworld. Now, Candleman. Candleman I love. This is probably, I don't know, maybe my second or third favorite game that's come out this year. It's a platformer using low lighting with a candle who can only light himself for 10 seconds at a time. It's kind of the gist of the game. It has 4 different kind of unique environments and I believe 10 stages or something between those. I don't know off the top of my head actually how many stages, but it takes about 4 hours to beat the game. You can get the entire 1,000 gamer score really quickly. So this is like the dream game for, I would think, a lot of people on Xbox. It's got a decent price point at $10. It's got easy gamer score, and it's pretty unique and fun. So like I would recommend Candleman. I know a few people on our staff were hoping the price would be slightly lower than, just over $10, but I still think it's worth it for that. We gave it highly recommended. We definitely liked it a lot. Now, Chivalry Medieval Warfare Ultimate Edition. Okay, so this has all that crazy DLC, it looks like. And when this game came out, we gave it a try it. It's now significantly cheaper. If you're into Chivalry, I would check it out. I haven't played this one myself, so it's a little hard to talk about it too in depth. But I know our team enjoyed it from what I remember. Now, ClusterTruck is a platformer. You play on a speeding highway. You jump through crazy stuff. So I thought this one was awesome. I loved this game. I absolutely love this game. I think Matt reviewed it for us. I don't think Matt liked it near as much as I did. I was a huge fan. So I would have given this highly recommended if it had been me, because I thought it was just super unique, super different. I thought it was just really fun. Now, it is very hard to get the completion in this game if you care about achievements. It is very hard. So I would not expect to get that right away. Now, DC Universe online episode packs. There's a bunch of different episode packs. I have not played much of this game. I played enough to finish one character and get them all the way to the achievements, and then I haven't picked it back up. I might at some point, but what I played was kind of take it or leave it gameplay for me. Now, Deadlight Director's Cut. So, post-apocalyptic zombie game set in the 80s. You play as a father searching for his family in Seattle. We gave it highly recommended. I remember kind of not being the most excited by this game when I played it on Xbox 360. I have not played the Xbox One version. For $4.50, it's probably worth picking up, to be perfectly honest. It's a decent game. So, I mean, at that price point, I think it's definitely there in the right realm. And I would say if you're looking for something to play and you like this type of stuff, definitely look into it. Now, Doodle God Ultimate Edition. This is a mobile game. Another mobile port. And if you've ever played Doodle God, it's the same thing. You're going to match, water with earth to get like sand or whatever else it is. And, eventually you can like make random stuff like alcohol and nuclear weapons and whatever else. It's done pretty well. Like, I think they have a nice little looking game. We gave it limited appeal. And I would personally say this is best for someone who just really wants easy gamer score or has kids. I think this is a game that kids could play and they would probably enjoy a lot. And I think they would think it's really neat to see the earth kind of just magically populate with whatever new thing they created. So I think it would be neat if you're, a younger audience, or if you're really wanting the gamer score. Obviously, otherwise, I would say play Doodle God somewhere else. Like, there's other places to play this game. I played it on my mobile phone like 5-6 years ago, I feel like. Dovetail Eurofishing. I've not played this one. It's set in Europe's most famous lakes. I heard it was decent. That's about all I can go into on that one, though. Now, Energy Cycle. If you care about gamer score, buy this. If you don't care about gamer score, don't buy this. I really don't have to say anything else. You can complete the game in under 40 minutes. In fact, if you use a guide, you can probably complete it in 20 minutes. It's not a good game, though. It's really boring. It's basically some guy has a very simple game, I feel like, to just put his music up on a game. It was like a better way to monetize his personal music, which was kind of neat, actually, but I don't know. It's $2. It's meant for gamer score. Otherwise, don't. Enigmatis is another Artifex Mundi game. I'm not going to go too deep into this one. I have not played this one personally. It's another hidden object game. It's $7 isn't bad for these. I think that's probably worth it if you're into gamer score or you really want a hidden object game. I skipped past Geometry Wars because I suck at life. So Geometry Wars Dimensions Evolved. We gave this a buy it. It was $14.99. Now it's only $5. If you like Geometry Wars, it's worth picking up 100%. It's a very good game. I found it a little difficult for me. However, I know like Carnage used to destroy this game. Yeah, it's fun, but I would say I was never good at it. All right, so GoatZ. If you have not picked up GoatZ, it was at one point in time Games with Gold. There's a lot of different DLC for it, so if you care about the DLC, that's all on sale as well. You can definitely look at that on your own. Grim Legends, another Artifex Mundi game. Gonna skip past that. How to Survive 2. This one kind of snuck out this year. And Zombies in Louisiana. Man, that sounds like Resident Evil. Or 4 Friends on online co-op. I have not played this one. I think I'm going to pick this one up, though. I'm willing to wager this is one of the games I'm going to buy. So I like the first one. I didn't play a ton of it, but I thought it was pretty neat. I think this one looked decent. And this is probably something I'm personally going to pick up. Just because, like, there's not a lot on this list that I haven't played yet. And that's one of the ones that interested me. Now, Kill the Bad Guy. Kill the Bad Guy is kind of a puzzle game. It's a little weird. Where you're tasked to kill bad people. So the whole point is you're supposed to kill these bad people. And you do it in crazy ways. Like you can blow up things that when they walk past, you know, you can make a car go flying off a ramp and land into a guy and slam him into a building. You can use this like, I don't know, like doggy leash that like has like, I don't know, like a bear trap on it that just like slaughters them. There's like just some strange stuff, you know. I thought it was pretty interesting for what it is. It was $7. It's now $4.68. I would definitely look at the review for this one and maybe even some gameplay footage. We have some on Twitch or YouTube if you're looking for it. Now, Killer Instinct Definitive Edition. I've never been a fighting game fan, really. I'm not good at them. However, that's a decent price for Killer Instinct. So if you're a fan of this and you have not picked it up, definitely consider it. Kyurinaga's Revenge. So this is the sequel to Yasai Ninja. 2D game set in feudal Japan. Basically, if you ever played Yasai Ninja, it had like horrible camera angle, bunch of other bad problems. However, it had like one moment of glory, and that was the 2D elements. And this is kind of just going back to that and only doing the 2D elements instead of the stuff that was really bad in the game. So I played a little bit of it. You know, you've got Broccoli Joe. We used to have a Twitch emote for him. And yeah, the game, only $10. I would personally not recommend this. It's interesting though. Like, I thought it was kind of funny at times, but it's not that great a game. We haven't reviewed it on here. I've only played, I would say, about an hour of it too. So like, take what I say with a grain of salt. I just know the first one was atrocious. This one's a step in the right direction, but it's not a great game. Now, Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris, the sequel to The Guardian of Light. This one is pretty tight. Pretty tight indeed. I enjoyed this one a good bit. I think Guardian of Light was better. So Guardian of Light, I highly recommend. Temple of Osiris is decent. $5 is a good price for this. It's a pretty cool game. But, I mean, you probably want to get the season pass, assuming there's a DLC that matters for achievements. I didn't actually check that. Life is Strange Complete Season, episodes 1 through 5. Now, this is $5. If you have not picked this up, you really need to. It's good for just about anything. As long as you're someone who enjoys story-driven games, this one has some cool things going on to it. It's really, really, really neat. I very much enjoyed it. I need to finish it on my actual tag. I haven't done that yet. I have like only on like season 3. I think I played it on another platform because I got a free copy there. So I think I played it on Steam. But it's a solid game. Lumo. Lumo's an isometric kind of puzzle game. I'm debating picking this one up myself. It was like PSN's Games with Gold version like a month ago. It's a decent game. It came out on Xbox, I want to say last June or something. It was a decent looking game. Zero played a bunch of it. Over 400 rooms, 4 unique areas. I was really considering this one until Ukulele yesterday, and the isometric area in that game made me want to not buy it. I'll be honest. So, I mean, Lumo might be better than that, actually, but I'm not a fan of the isometric thing right now. So Line of Defense Tactics, I have not played this one. It's a top-down shooter. Command your team through 16 different missions. It's pretty neat. Pretty neat. But I don't think it was that great if I remember. Like, now that I think about it, like, this is not the one I'm thinking of. This is Line of Defense Tactics, not Breach and Clear Deadline. I would probably pass on this one. Masquerade Baubles of Doom. This was kind of a random release. It's an action-adventure game. Clown invasion. I think he had a giant hammer. Zero played this one. $4.95 is always a nice price, but I don't remember this one being particularly good. I don't remember it being particularly bad, so I'm just saying you're taking a risk on this one. It's not one I can really talk about too much. Minecraft Story Mode Adventure Pass. Now, Minecraft, I thought was pretty good. I've only played, I want to say, the first 2 or 3 episodes of Minecraft. I need to go back to it, but I do remember thinking it was pretty great. Mighty Number 9. So, yeah, we gave it limited appeal. It was hyped up a little bit. You know, it'd be like this, I don't know, spiritual successor to Mega Man. Didn't really hit for that. $19.99 is a pretty tough price to swallow. $8 is a little better. If you were on the fence about trying that, $8 is not a bad price to check it out. The Monopoly Family Fun Pack. It's Monopoly deal, My Monopoly. $8. If you want to play Monopoly, that's not bad. Necropolis. I think Facial really liked this one. He's one of our Twitch viewers. And I remember him talking about how this would be like his recommended game. We gave it a reader's choice. It's $15 now. It used to be $30. That's a very good price reduction for the sale. I would definitely say it's worth looking into now. I think it was supposed to be kind of like Dark Souls-ish. So I know Zero enjoyed it a good bit. I think Bitter liked it as well. So a lot of our Twitch people, I think, very much enjoyed this game. Nightmares from the Deep 2. I have not played this one. It's another Artifex Mundi game. Just going to kind of skip past that. They're all very similar. If you like one, you're going to kind of like them all. All right, No Time to Explain is just kind of a unique game. We gave it a buy it. It's half off right now, so if you've not picked it up, it's worth checking out. So it's a little difficult, if I remember right, at times, but it's pretty interesting. So, Not a Hero Super Snazzy Edition. This game made me laugh a decent bit, if I recall. Because, yeah, it's the whole world of Bunny Lord. So, it's $3.25. That's a pretty good price reduction for this sale. I would definitely say that's worth looking into. I haven't played enough of that one to really give a firm opinion. But what I played, I thought was pretty nifty. Oceanhorn, Monster of Uncharted Seas. So it's a 3D adventure game inspired by early Zelda games. We gave it a reader's choice. I'm genuinely looking forward to playing more of this one. I played a little bit of it. I thought it looked really cool. While it is a mobile port, I think this is one that shows you that mobile ports aren't exactly what you think they are. They're getting better. So, you know, this is a pretty good one in my opinion. I would definitely say look into that one if you like early style Zelda games. Now, Overcooked is a fantastic game. If you have not picked up Overcooked on one of the other, 50 sales that's been on sale, it's worth checking out. I think it just won some BAFTAs, if I recall correctly. It just completely did really well over there. We gave it a reader's choice. I actually think it should have been higher. It's a very solid game. It is local-only co-op, though. So yeah, it is co-op. I was about to say, yeah. Co-op is the right word. But yeah, you definitely got to have people to play with, or it's not really that great by itself. You don't really want to play it by yourself. Pac-Man Championship 2 Edition. I've heard this is a good version of Pac-Man. So if you're looking for a Pac-Man game, it's not bad. Now, Payday 2 Crime Wave Big Score DLC Bundle. I have not played Payday. It's $20. I think there's some issues with this game on some things, and I'm not 100% sure on them, so I don't really want to talk about it. I'm just going to kind of skip past it. I would just say look that one up if you're considering it. There's some stuff I think you need to check out ahead of time. Now, Pit People is a fast-paced, turn-based co-op adventure. I think it's amazing. I love this game. I think it's absolutely awesome. It is in game preview, so it is not completed. There's not much of a story yet. What there is for a story, I think, is great. So $14.99, it's down to $11.24. I would take a look at it. Pixel Piracy, open world simulator where players control a pirate captain, hail the hot seas. We gave it a skip it. We gave it a skip it because it was buggy as hell. I'll just be flat out honest. It is buggy as hell. It has not been fixed. The devs don't really seem to care to fix it. It's still buggy. I completed it, I want to say, in January. I finally finished it. I gave up on that game for like 6 months. It's actually pretty fun. It's a cool looking game. You get to go around in a pirate ship and attack things. You know, you got your own little crew. There's a lot of different things. It's not balanced. The gun is super OP. You're just going to be able to burn through the game real fast. It is easy gamer score. If you care about gamer score, this is super easy gamer score. However, I'm going to warn you now, you will have 2 or 3 times where you have to just restart a save. So be super careful because bad things can happen if you don't do it right. It's definitely a very buggy game. Now, Prison Architect Xbox One Edition, we very much like this game. We gave it a must-buy. I want to go back and play more of it because I haven't had a chance to play enough of it. But I've heard very good things about this game. Very, very, very good things. Pure Chess Grandmaster Edition. It's a chess game. It's $6.25. I'm not going to go super in-depth on a chess game because I feel like if you want a chess game, you're going to pick it up. If you don't, you're not. Recore. Recore, I think Recore suffered a little bit due to the fact that it was kind of seen as the next AAA game experience that was going to help, you know, like highlight Microsoft's exclusive lineup, when in reality it was made on Unity, I think, and it was more of almost an indie game hybrid. Like, it should have been like talked about more like a little bit different. I think the marketing behind this one kind of choked it out. I've heard very good things about it from actual friends who played it. The reviews I don't think were too high, but I would definitely say check it out. $19 is probably a very reasonable price for that game. I have not had enough time to dig into it myself. I do have a copy of it because I picked it up last time it was on sale, I think, and it's solid. Actually, no, I got a copy of that one from Microsoft. Now that I think about it, I just still haven't had a chance to play it. It's pretty long and it's a little grindy, so that's kind of what scared me off. But it's solid. Rise and Shine, a game that combines elements of arcade shooters, bullet hell, and puzzle platformers. I thought this one was super awesome. In fact, I almost wore a Rise and Shine poncho that I have just because they sent it and it looks funny. But no, like, I think this game's awesome. I very much enjoyed it. It's got some cool stuff to it. It was a little bit difficult, but like, I have a couple friends who hate this game because they think it's too difficult. I have other friends who think it's awesome. So just consider that. RWBY Grim Eclipse. Now, I've never really gotten into Rooster Teeth's series. However, I heard some decent things about the game. I also heard it was very repetitive. You really need people to play it with. So unless you're playing online with people, you're probably not going to be super into it. Now, Saban's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Mega Bunt. Well, could you get a longer name? So, modern reimagining of the classic beat 'em up genre. We gave it a limited appeal. It was not exactly the greatest, you know, reimagining of that genre. I mean, there's better beat 'em ups. So if you're looking for a beat 'em up, there's other stuff I'd recommend. Obviously, Castle Crashers, but even past that, there's other stuff. Now, Scream Ride. I'm gonna buy Scream Ride. I'm just gonna tell you now. I've been excited to buy this game. I've been wanting to play this for forever. I don't think it's that great a game, but I just wanted to play it. It just looked cool. Shadow Warrior. First-person game where I think you play as a sword, and if I remember right, it was kind of cool. So I'm probably also picking this one up as well. $6 is a decent price. So between the two of those, that's pretty much my sales stuff. Spheroids. Spheroids, you play across 32 different levels, just kind of saving the spheres from the spheroids. It's a play anywhere game. We give it a reader's choice. If you care about Xbox One gamer score and stuff, this is the game. It's easy. Very easy. It's about a 4-hour game. I played it while watching Netflix. If you die, it doesn't really matter. You don't really ever get punished. It is very much a game that's a game. Like, it's not exactly something you're going to ever talk about, but it's not bad. Like, there's nothing about it that's bad. It's just not exactly exciting at the same time. State of Decay Year 1 Survival Edition. Now, I love State of Decay, and I love this game, and I'm excited about the second one. I would say if you have not played this, to pick it up. It's got all the DLC. It's got some cool stuff. It's a very neat game on Xbox. So, you know, a lot of the stuff that does, you know, the zombie survival stuff isn't on Xbox yet. I would definitely say this is a pretty cool single player experience. Super Knight Riders. It's a modern arcade racing experience. Yeah, man, I can't even speak. Uh, it's a super retro feeling game. I used to have one of these as a kid where, you know, you like drive with the wheel and, you know, like you're just trying to not hit the various things. It's not that hard of completion on Xbox One. It has one very difficult gamer score, one very difficult achievement. And like other than that, it's kind of solid. Like it's a game. Like it's a very retro racing game. You need to look at this one to really see what I'm talking about. Sword Coast Legends. Yeah, I've heard good things about this. I played a decent bit of it. I've also heard it had some bugs and some other issues. Um, I enjoyed it for the most part. I played through, I'd say about half of it. It's a decent game, but $6 is a pretty good price for it. I would say it's got some issues, if I remember correctly, with how it does the online progress. So if you played this online with multiple people, if I recall correctly, it had some issues in the co-op. Now Terraria, you build your own world. It's, you know, a different version of Minecraft, basically. Like, if you're looking for that, it's pretty cool. If you're not looking for that, you're not looking for that. The Dwarves. We gave this a limited appeal based on a best-selling novel. Very heavy emphasis on story. I think the price is way too high at $39.99, but $24.99 is a little more reasonable. The Escapist Supermax Edition. The Escapist is fantastic, man. If you have not played The Escapist, I would pick this up. Includes all the DLC. I think you probably played The Escapist, though, because if I recall right, it was Games with Gold, but if by some fluke you missed out on that, I would definitely check that one out. It's a pretty cool game, and then they are working on The Escapist, too. Jackbox Party Pack 3. I love Jackbox Party Pack. I think this is the best version of Jackbox Party Pack. There's a few really cool games in here, including the murder mystery one, which is just, like, awesome. Like, the production values on this game have gone nuts compared to where they started at. And it's super cool to see. I very much enjoyed it, and I would definitely say it's worth looking into. Now, we got The Walking Dead New Frontier, Telltale Survivor. At this point, you know if you like Telltale games. I would definitely say, you know if you like Telltale games, so just think about that. Now, the Telltale Undead Survival Bundle does include 7 Days to Die. Just wanted to point that out. So if you are considering this, and you are considering 7 Days to Die, just buy this over buying them individually. The Long Dark is a super cool survival game. They've been updating it for a while. It was one of the first games in Xbox One game preview. Took a while. It's still not finished. It still doesn't have its story mode. Oh my god. I've been talking for like 30 minutes straight. I can feel it. It's pretty neat. I've enjoyed it a lot. Definitely more man versus the elements than man versus, you know, other people. Toro. Don't buy this game. Just don't. It's not good. It's just really not. It's a bullfighting simulator. Kind of uses like old school Tony Hawk mechanics, I think, if I remember right. It's not particularly well made. Yasai Ninja is from the same devs, I think. I think it's still Rico Tech. Yeah, it's still Rico Tech. It's a 3D hack and slash game where players control Samurai Onion or Broccoli Joe. Has local co-op. $2.50. You might think that sounds cheap. I would not recommend either of those. I don't want to go too deep into why they're not that great. Yeah, so that's the gist of these sales. One thing I do want to mention again is if you guys knew about this, you may not. We are like actual Microsoft affiliates at this point, so buying a game through any link used on this post will directly support us. It's one way to help us as a channel. Obviously, I don't want you to buy stuff you don't like, so I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you what sucks. But this is one way that we're able to like kind of make money as a channel, and that's super awesome for us. And we really do appreciate your guys' time. If you have any questions about a specific game or any comments about this video or anything we can improve on, just let me know. Please do like and subscribe. It helps us out a ton. Looking forward to doing more content like this, and thank you guys so much. Later.